Joining us now is Georgia Pantelides, the owner of Select Art Galleries in Newmarket, who is here to tell us all about a free milestone family event coming up where you will have a chance to meet Canada's iconic naturalist artist, Robert Bateman. Welcome back, Georgia.
Thanks for having me back.
It is great to have you back. So first of all, tell us why this is a milestone event.
It's a milestone event for a couple of reasons. It's a milestone event for the families that are coming, but more importantly, it's a milestone in terms of the works that we will have displayed there. We will have works displayed that span over about 30 years. There'll be limited edition prints there on display that you may or may not have seen. But what's really exciting and part of that milestone is that you'll see some very, very rare and very not seen images of Robert Bateman's original stone lithos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is, when is the event?
The event is on Sunday, October 28th, and it's running from 1 to 4 p.m. in Newmarket at Select Art Galleries.
Okay, so now you talked about the originals. You can have the prints. How do you say it? Giclée? Is that
Giclées.
Giclées.
Giclée, very French.
Oh, giclée.
And what are they for anyone who doesn't know?
Giclée printing is a process. There's a 4-color process, which you have a range of colors, 4 colors to choose from. So the artist goes, oh, this is the closest blue that I have, and this is the closest brown, or whatever the colors are that they're using, but it's 4 colors. However, when you have Giclée printing, I think you have 2,550 colors to choose from. So all of a sudden, the image that you're reproducing is almost exactly, I don't want to say exactly because it's not, but pretty close to what the original looked like in terms of color, texture. It's just a better quality printing process. And it could be printed on canvas, on paper, on plastic. It's available in all forms.
Wow. You also are going to have some seldom seen original lithos. And what are original lithos?
Original lithos it's a process actually of reproducing them. The old way of reproducing, you'll understand lithos, is the wood blocking or potato printing, where you would cut out an image and then you'd blot it in and ink it in. What's special about these with the limestone, if they do limestone or if they do mylar, there's different forms of printing them, and he has printed them in the different formats. They have to clean the plate every time they add a color, so it's a 1-color process, and then they start again. They clean it off, and then they start the process again, and then they also have to hand color it. So if they're hand coloring it, there's no way that 2 images are going to be colored or printed the same way. So every time it's printed, it's an original. That's the uniqueness of it.
Okay, so this is where I start to get confused with all the different things. If we were talking, so how much would you say an original acrylic painting by Robert Bateman would be?
Well, we just sold one, and it went for about 32,000 Canadian. However, and it was about 16 by 20 the size, so something about 16 by 20 in a litho, an original litho, will go for about $500 to $600. We have a few there that are about $500 to $600. So it's a big difference in price.
Right. So then you've got a print. Is a lithos different from a print?
Correct. A print is, to simplify it, in the olden days when we had the machines that we would just roll over in school and we'd make copies.
A Roneo machine.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Was that what it was called? Maybe something like that.
Remember that, right? think of that process. The first image is really nice. The second one, and you never wanted that last copy that had all the blotting on it, right? Well, that's the offset printing. It's not as nice as the original lithos. The original is an original every single time, so you're getting a true original created by the artist. And the other thing is with the original lithos is the artist has to think of everything in reverse. So what Bob has to actually do is he has to stop and think the lighting, wherever there's shadows, he has to put light. So he has to visualize it all backwards and then put it onto the stamp and then create the colors. It's quite an intense process.
So when you see, sometimes when you're looking at, maybe it's a charity auction or something, and you see that it's marked, 3 out of 50 is the image, or 4 out of 50. That means it's a print.
Yes, but most of them are prints. When when it's an original litho, it'll still have a number. However, the coloring and the impressions are a lot different than the limited edition, the regular editions.
He's a pretty prolific artist, isn't he?
He really is. He really is. He expands anywhere from. He did start in abstract work. If you listen to a few of his videos, what he actually says, he considers himself an abstract, impressionistic, naturalist artist. That's a big combination.
That's a mouthful.
Do you have any idea how many works he has produced?
He was asked that question, and he couldn't even give the answer to that. So I would say a gajillion. Like, there was so many, probably... because he's been, like, you have to remember, he's been drawing since he was told to go out and explore nature by his mother. That's one of the stories that he tells. So he would take his little book and start drawing. So he has paintings, and he carries that. He still has those artworks in his collection, and he carries them around with him. So when I say a million easy, I'm sure there's more than a million, right? Easily. But he hasn't reproduced all of them. He hasn't created, they're in private collections. Some of them are just his own sketches that he just shares with himself, right?
But they're a great investment.
They really are. They really, truly are.
Besides being beautiful to look at forever.
Yeah, Robert Bateman really is a Canadian art icon. To have a piece of his work while he's here and with us is a really unique experience, right? And to say that I have a little bit of Canadian art royalty in my hands is really, 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 really dear to me anyway.
And he's also a friend of yours.
He really he is.
Well, there are some great pieces. I really like Black Bear and the Winter Cardinal, but we actually have a clip from Robert talking about the inspiration behind Winter Cardinal. So let's take a listen.
When Mill Pond Press saw the painting, they thought it was weird. They said, we've seen a lot of cardinal art. We've never seen one like that before. It looks way too fat. It's got all that gray in it. It's strange. And I don't actually know whether we should publish it or not. It might be heavily criticized. And so the president of Mill Pond and his family knew Roger Torrey Peterson, who's Mr. Birdman of North America, maybe the world. He invented the field guide. So they sent the son of the president up to Connecticut to visit Roger Torrey Peterson, and he opened the package with this picture in it and put it in front of Roger and said, "What do you think?" And he looked at it for a long time and he said, "It's discouragingly good." I mean, when I heard that, I almost got tears in my eyes.
I love that it ends with discouragingly good. Discouragingly good. So we should tell people that you're going to give away a free copy of Robert Bateman's Canada to one of our lucky listeners. It can be picked up at the event, and everyone will be able to take a photo, get an autograph, and ask Robert questions one-on-one.
Accurate.
Now, the book contest is up now on whatshesaidtalk.com. But tell everyone your little story about Robert Bateman actually will talk to you.
He will. Okay, this was hilarious. So we went to do a little TV interview, and they asked me about what's going on at the event, and I was very, very excited about it. So I said, he will. It's a free event. He will sign books. He'll sign your prints. He'll sign your certificates. Whatever you have, he will sign it for you. And in the middle of that, he turned around and he said, "And sometimes I will even speak with you."
And that will happen. All that will happen at this event.
Yes,
right?
And he will actually. What's really nice is he'll tell you the story about the pictures that you have. Like if you have about the story about the black bear, he'll tell you the story about the black bear. In Repose Black Bear is a beautiful story about his childhood, which I didn't know until I read his little write-up about that piece, and now it's even more dear to me.
Do you think 1 to 4 is going to be long enough?
No, but the beauty of what he does is he has never left us dry. When clients are there, when you come in, if you're the last person in there and the last person walked in at 4:00 and there's a lineup of 50 people, he will stay until that last person is gone. He has left our place 7:30, 8:00. We had a lovely dinner with him a few years ago. He was supposed to leave at 6 to have dinner with our clients, and he was there till 7:00, and I went and entertained our clients while he continued.
Wow.
Yeah.
Georgia, that's great.
Yeah.
So once again, the event is Sunday, October 28th, starting at 1 p.m. We don't know when it's going to end. At Select Art Galleries. That's in Newmarket.
Yes.
And the book contest, so you could get really lucky. You could be able to win the book.
Yes.
And then you can take it. You can get signed. And yes, he will talk to you. And that's up on whatshesaidtalk.com. So Georgia Pantelides, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for the gift for our listeners.
Thank you so much.
Well, she said she's magical, mystical, power.